Welcome, everyone. In the next 5 classes, we'll be doing an introduction to mindfulness. In the first one, we'll define what mindfulness is and how we can use our breath awareness as an anchor in our meditation practice. In the second class, we'll investigate using sound as that anchor, in case breath is uncomfortable for you. And then we'll also look at mindful eating, which is a practice wherein you can appreciate every morsel of food like you never thought possible. In the third class, we'll investigate using our thoughts and emotions to support our practice, not detract from it. And in the fourth and fifth class, we'll look at cultivating joy and gratitude and bringing that into our everyday lives. So what is mindfulness? Well, the definition that I prefer is an ability to be with the present moment with an openness, curiosity, and compassion for what is. It's derived from Theravada Buddhism, but it's not a religious practice. They use something called Vipassana, which is an insight meditation, and that is similar to what we are doing. And it's this ability to see your thoughts and emotions come and arise and let them go and not be attached to them. And we do that through our breath awareness. But it's a practice and it's a direction. It's a direction you choose to take for your life. I think of it as your true north. And the more you stay on that direction, the more you follow it, it can be your north, south, east, and west. And that path becomes clearer the longer you're on it. So we practice this as a benefit. And if you've read anything or heard anything about all of the wonderful benefits, you can find them for yourself. But really, there's literature and research that says it improves your focus and creativity. I know many sports teams have mindfulness coaches to help the team focus in order to win their games. Doctors use it as a way to help people lower their blood pressure because it creates a sense of calm and stillness and ease in your life. And then it also just brings a sense of wonder at being alive. And we do that through the focus on our breath. So do you know we breathe 24,000 times a day? That's 1,000 times an hour. But we don't think about it. So we use the breath as an anchor because it's about being in the present moment. And if you think about it, you can't get a past breath back. And you can't breathe in a future breath. So there is only this breath. And if you breathe, you're alive. So it's always present, it's always changing, but it keeps us centered, it keeps us focused, it keeps us in the moment. So that's why we use breath awareness. And as you see, if you begin to sit on a daily basis, it becomes a very natural practice. It does take some time, it does take some effort, but the idea is see if you can find 5 minutes every day. If not every day, try as much as possible. Try and find the same spot, the same time, so it just becomes part of your routine, the way brushing your teeth or doing the dishes. It just becomes a part of one of those things you have to do. I try and do it in the morning as soon as I wake up, before my day gets very busy, but everyone has a preference. Some people prefer to do it at night before they go to sleep. But the idea is just to find 5 minutes. And I know that can be hard. We're very, very busy. In fact, we love being busy. Our minds are thinking machines, and our culture promotes busyness. If you're sitting doing nothing, if you get the feeling that you're wasting time. But this is the opposite. This is taking time for yourself. So if you can, start with just 5 minutes a day. And if you find that you fall asleep, as a lot of people do, that's not a problem. Just say to yourself, well, next time I'll find a time where I'm well rested. And if you find it's boring, well, that's pretty normal as well. Some people find it even terrifying to actually sit for 5 minutes with their thoughts. But the idea is you're trying to change your mind, change your behavior, pivot from your sense of always having to be busy to feel needed, to feel engaged, and begin to explore yourself. You'll be amazed what you can find. So you can use guided meditations. I have a few on my site, but there are many resources on YouTube as well. If you feel you can, try and sit with just looking at your thoughts and letting them come and go. One of the tools that we use is called labeling. So if you are thinking about memories, or you're planning for the future, or you're just wandering, just label it wandering, planning, remembering, and then come back to your breath. And that can happen over and over and over again. But what you'll find is with practice, it just becomes more natural for you to come back to your breath very easily. And in fact, then your breath becomes their default setting, not your busy mind. But it is a practice. It's a practice because it takes patience and it takes persistence. But it's not a physical practice where you can end up harming yourself. In fact, you'll just heal yourself. It's not an academic practice where you can get bad grades. No, it's not a religious practice. As I said before, it's not. It's a secular practice. So there's no punishment. So be kind to yourself. If you can't sit every day, there's no judgment. You just want to be sitting. Come back and sit tomorrow. Find another 5 minutes somewhere later in the day. But again, the idea is to persistent practice. Just repeating over and over again, just like any practice, whether you were a gymnast or a horseback rider, the only way to get proficient is to do it consistently. And then be patient with yourself. If you feel like you're not getting anywhere, you don't have to get anywhere. This is for you. This is for you and your time to be present with yourself. And slowly and surely, you'll be awakened to the benefits. But if you have this idea that there's somewhere you need to go and it has to happen right away, then you'll likely give up. So be patient with yourself, non-judgmental, and just sit and breathe. Try 5 minutes a day. And if you can, when you get used to that, try for 10 minutes a day. It's a gift you give yourself. And we'll take it with you wherever you go, just like your breath. So thank you so much. In the next class, we'll be talking about sound as an anchor and mindful eating.